All right, October 26th, 2022. Back out here again, trying to set up the ring and pinion gear. So what I've done before I start painting the gears, got to thinking, since I already had 8 thousandths of backlash, I wanted to try something. So I put a 108 thousandths shim underneath the pinion, beneath the race. Took 5 measurements, came up with an average of 2.516. And then I set the carrier, or the differential in with the same setup of shims on this side and shims on that side, so I have 0 in play. But that's not the setting I want for the pinion at this point, because I have 0 backlash right now. There's actually no movement whatsoever. So I'm going to pull it back out of there, and I used a 104 shim in the differential. So I have a 104. I'm going to swap it out for the 108 and see if I can get some backlash at that point, and how much it is, because I think I've got another 104 over here in my available shims that I could use. Well, I guess maybe I don't. So I've only got one 104. I'll have to come up with something else, but at the very least, I know I'm going to need some more shims, because once I get this contact pattern set and the backlash is correct, I've got to add 4 thousandths to both sides in order to get the proper preload on the bearings. Of course, adding 4 thousandths on both sides keeps the ring gear in the same position. It doesn't change that. So let me get this pulled out, put a 104 in there, and see where I'm at that point. All right, so what I've come up with is 104 thousandths in the pinion. Gave me a consistent 2.520 measurement. So 2 inches, 520 thousandths, 2.5, just over 2.5 inches. So 2.520. And what I did is I shifted I had 0 in play, or 0 backlash at that point. We can't have 0 backlash. So what I did is I moved the ring gear this way, away from the pinion, by taking shims from this side and simply transferring them to that side. So I still keep my 0 in play, side to side motion. And now I've got just about perfectly what I would want, and that is 6 thousandths, let's see, 6 to 7 thousandths of backlash, and that's about perfect. So I'm going to stop there and paint the teeth and see what kind of contact pattern I have now. All right, here we go. All right, I've got 3 gears painted with the gear marking compound that came with my kit here. And what I'm gonna do is spin, put a little bit of a load on the pinion, and then rotate the gear so that it contacts the pinion. And I'm gonna be evaluating both the convex side, which is the drive side, and the concave side, which is the coast side of the gear, to see what kind of pattern I have. Okay, here we go. Okay, on the drive side, I'm seeing a distinct line, pretty much centered all the way across, and it's well into the root of the gear. However, on the back side, or the coast side, we'll get to that. On the coast side, I'm seeing a pattern that is mostly at the toe of the gear tooth. So this pattern here needs to move in a little bit, in my estimation. So it's not all riding on this top portion of the gear tooth. So I'm gonna have to I would think that means that the pinion needs to come up some. So I'm gonna look at my pattern that I have in my notes here. So That one looks pretty good though. I mean, it's a little bit concerning that it's only such a short strip there. It seems like it ought to be touching this outer edge of the gear as well. So closer to where the lands are. All right, let me check this out. All right, I've been out here for, I don't know, probably 3 hours now, messing around with different settings. And you will have seen in the previous photos some gear contact patterns that I had, and which told me that the pinion needed to be further away from the ring gear. I confirmed that with Auburn Gear. Real nice guy out there. Jamie, I forgot his last name, but anyway, tech guy there. So he said, just like I thought, the number that's on the face, that's on the top of the pinion, let me see if I can get that scrolled around here. It's right down in there, that 2.551. And then the number that is on the ring gear of 0.006. He said that the manufacturer had determined that the best contact pattern for, or the best measurements was that 2.551 and at 6 thousandths backlash. So he confirmed that that is what that number is. So I've set things back up again. And what I have is a total shim pack of 88 thousandths, which gave me these measurements: 2.545, 550, 551, 555, for an average of 2.55025, which is just 3/4 of a thousandth more, or further away from the ring gear. So that's essentially what the manufacturer is calling for, that 2.55. You might as well say 1 there. So that is purportedly the correct pinion depth. Now what I'm going to do is take this jig off of here and set the LSD on there and get things, painted up and get a contact pattern on that. Here we go. All right, I could tell before I even put that on by the way it sounded that it was going to be perfect. Again, from my experience as a test engineer, but anyway, that is 6 thousandths. Look at that. Make sure that thing is zeroing back out. Yep. Six thousandths. 6.5 thousandths maybe. That's perfect. So what this means is I should, once I paint this up and I check the contact pattern, it ought to be about perfect. So I'm keeping my fingers crossed. Here we go. Okay, that's looking like a pretty good contact pattern on the drive side, which is the convex side of the teeth. Not sure about the coast side though. That's a little bit close to the heel of the tooth. I'll have to see what Auburn Gear tech guy thinks of that. But all right, I'll be back. All right, so at the recommendation of the Auburn Gear guy, or actually I suggested this and then he agreed. What I did is I added, I needed to shift the ring gear this way to try to improve that contact pattern. The contact pattern on the drive side to me is really, really good. It's still a little bit sketchy on the coast side. But anyway, what I did is I, instead of doing the correction of taking, say, 4 thousandths out of this side and moving it to this side, and shifting it that way, I know I'm going to need preload. So rather than take anything out of the right side, I added 8 thousandths here. So that gave me, because I started with 0 end play in the first place. So now I've got my 4 thousandths of addition total to stack up, and at the same time shifted the ring gear to the right. So I'm going to see what he has to say about this pattern, but I'm thinking that's probably about as good as it's going to get. So, all right. Okay, I think I've settled on what it needs to be. So I've got a good contact pattern here. Let me rotate this a little bit. That's the drive side, and that contact pattern looks about as perfect as you can get. The coast side is not as perfect, but looking at this one right here, and really all three of those, it's more centered than it definitely was. It looks like the tail end of that is right there. It doesn't go off the tooth, what's called the heel, and it doesn't go off the toe. It's not in the root, and it's also not, coming off the, on the land side here. So I think this is going to work. And so basically, and the thing of it is, I've only probably got about 10 inch-pounds of preload on the pinion bearing there, which will actually be 20 to 25 once I get it set up with the new bearing and races. But what I did on this left side in order to get preload on the end play of this whole setup here is I took the 4 8/1000ths that were out in the 31. I left 31 in there. I added 7,000, or I took the 3 8/1000ths that were in there, and I replaced them with 4 7/1000ths, including keeping the 31 thousandths, giving a total of, what is that, 58 thousandths? Yeah, 58 thousandths, 31 and, yeah, 31 and, what am I saying? 4 times 7 is 24. No, so it's, I've been working on this for a long time. 55 thousandths. 55 thousandths is what this is. All right, so 55 thousandths, and then this side is 104, if I remember correctly. Anyway, there is absolutely no end play there, and the telltale is that when I take these bearing cap bolts off, if I can pull that up out of there by hand, then there's not enough preload. If I can't do that, then there is enough preload. The backlash measurement at this point in time is about 3.5 thousandths, which isn't quite enough. However, once I put the final assembly here with the bearings and races that are going to be in here, and I put the pinion preload on that, naturally that's going to pull the pinion away from the ring gear, which will open up the backlash slightly. And I'm thinking it might open it up. I'm hoping it opens up about 2 thousandths, but we'll see. I think that's going to work, and I'm going to stop there for today. So I'll catch you guys next time.